What's up, YouTube? On this episode of Coddiwomple Overland, we're leaving the Black Hills of South Dakota and making our way to the Badlands.
We don't need a destination, let's go where the river's taking us.
On the last episode of this series, we had made it to Mount Rushmore and checked out that inspiring sight. From there, we started making our way east out of the Black Hills and into the grasslands and Badlands of South Dakota. As we were heading east, we could see that we had some potential trouble looming off into the distance. After checking the radar and the forecast, we had a pretty good feeling about the weather moving away from us. By this time, we were really tired of the blacktop roads, and it was time to start finding some dirt. Once we'd found some dirt, we'd found this incredibly cool old bridge. The only problem with it was getting to the end and realizing that that side was blocked off. From there, we had to back up the whole way of the bridge. We hadn't seen much yet out here as a way of wildlife, but one thing we did see a whole lot of was the prairie dog. By the time the sun was starting to dip lower in the sky, we had made it to the area of the Badlands. While we were admiring the sights of the Badlands, we were also keeping a close eye on the skies. It appeared the forecast wasn't quite correct, and we had storms now on both sides of us. We made it to the area that we wanted to set up camp for the night about 7 in the evening. This was perfect. It was going to give us about 2 hours of daylight still to set up camp, which really just takes a few minutes. But we also had the opportunity then to fix dinner and enjoy an incredible sunset. We use the iOverlander app a lot to be able to find campsites throughout the United States. This site here had not been updated in a while and actually had no camping signs along the bluff here, so we had to resort to plan B and try to find another campsite. This was not a through route, so we had to backtrack some of the area that we had just been through. But that's okay. Returning back the other way gave a whole new perspective on this incredible terrain. One thing that we found on our Plan B route to find camp was the little town of Scenic, South Dakota. It was founded after the arrival of the railroad in 1907. It grew into a small settlement, but by 2011, nearly the entire town was purchased by the Church of Christ, and now, today, is largely considered a ghost town. As we got closer to a place where we thought we would be able to find camp, we also found part of the original Old Milwaukee Railroad from 1907 that had made it into the town of Scenic. We started to go through the wash here just past the old bridge, but underneath the seemingly dry crust was incredibly slick mud. We decided to back up and find camp just a little closer to the bridge. We got camp set up pretty quick, and that gave us plenty of time to not only enjoy that incredible sunset that we were looking forward to, but also some of the history of the old Milwaukee Railroad. I can't believe he's actually going out there. Get up here.
Come on, buddy.
Good boy.
Don't go up there.
Good boy.
Attaboy. Come on.
So, South Dakota weather lies. It was supposed to be done by 11 o'clock, the rain, storms, all that stuff. We woke up to more thunder and lightning, and where we were camped was about right there. So all of this is filling in. Looked like it had some hail in the backside of it, so we decided the safe thing to do was to pack up real quick. That's why we pack all of our stuff up at night before we go to bed, just to make sure we don't have problems. And we're gonna run through the back side of that and get over here northwest of the storm before it gets to us.
Because this one, they said, had some potential for large hail.
Yeah, the storms that have been in the Dakotas over the last couple of days is historically, when they do produce hail, it's big stuff, so we're going to stay away from it. The sudden drive in the middle of the night certainly did pay off. we were able to escape the storms, and we woke up to this incredible view the next morning. The trail that you see down here below is the trail that we had planned to take for the day. This would be the back way into the Badlands National Park.
So I don't know if you guys can tell, but this water's up. There's 17 creek crossings between here and the Badlands National Park. You can tell that it's been up and people tried to cross here. Looks like they got stuck over there. So I think we're going to bypass this.
With high water in front of us, it was obviously time for another Plan B. This Plan B would end up routing us to the little town of Wall, South Dakota, before we made it to the Badlands, and we had to get something to eat. This was an incredible stop here. If you ever find yourself in Wall, South Dakota, you've got to stop and eat at the Salty Steer. With a full belly, we were re-energized and time to hit the wall drug. After exploring Wall Drug, it was time to explore the Badlands National Park. Just east of the national park, we found ourselves at the Prairie Homestead Visitor Center. This Prairie Homestead was originally built in 1909, and it was the home of Mr. and Mrs. Ed Brown. This is one of the last remaining original sod homes that's still intact today. This is one of the last regions in South Dakota to be inhabited by homesteaders, and it's now on the National Registry of Historic Places.
Excuse me, I didn't know it was occupied. Guess we'll have to wait.
We had one more stop that we wanted to make before we left South Dakota, but there wasn't any public land around close to where we were at, so we camped tonight in a campground.
We're doing the rosemary chicken that we didn't get to do last night because it started raining.
Next morning, we woke up early to go check out the 1880 town. 1880 town is an historical attraction in South Dakota that features a collection of more than 30 authentic buildings from the late 1800s and early 1900s. Construction began in 1972 when a movie company created an 1880s themed Main Street on the property. There are structures like homes, a bank, church, several saloons that were all relocated to this area to make up the rest of the town. This also is the location where many of the props and memorabilia from the 1990 film Dances with Wolves are on display. After checking out the museum, it was time to take a stroll down Main Street. This is the last episode in our 2025 Western Series. We hope you've enjoyed watching it as much as we enjoyed traveling it. So until next time, see ya.